Hello my friends, and welcome back to The Long Dark Interloper in our quest to survive in a frozen, post-apocalyptic world. My name is Sprocket, and currently we're here yet again at the lonely lighthouse, but we're just about to set out. After doing some beach combing in the last episode, we're slowly making our way out of this territory. I did get one amazing piece of loot in the last episode. We ended up getting this decent wool toque on the ice, as well as a bunch of other items. I'm actually leaving behind a lot of this stuff. But pretty much we're ready to set out. By the way, I did remember to drop the tools. We want to leave those behind. I think we're ready to go. So we're going to get a new torch and head out. Hopefully no more distractions. I will take these guts. Look, they're already 92% cured. And I'll take the rabbit pelts as well. So part of the reason I decided to bring the guts is because we are really suffering for lack of food. And so I'm going to take some of this fish. We'll leave that one behind, I guess. But I do want to travel a little bit smelly just so I can have some calories to bring along with me that aren't going to make me sick as we travel, because we actually have quite a long road ahead of us. I do want to still search the coal mine before we head out, just to gather a little bit more coal so it can respawn. Such a good resource having that coal, even if we just leave it in a pile. And we're headed that way anyway, so may as well. The weather is good for traveling because there's no wind. It's not the best visibility. We likely are going to come head first straight on into a pack of wolves here, just because we're attracting wolves. You know, we're traveling smelly, but that is okay. It's what we got to do. Got to take some risks to get ahead in the game, but they are calculated risks, right? We're going to try to be calculated in the way we do this. There's our first customer. Likely will be more. Okay, I'm going to avoid going up to the stone church because I know I will get tempted by the rabbits that are up there. I'm just going to press on straight. We're going to go straight to the mine. There should be a route here somewhere. And it looks like we have the road to ourselves for the time being anyway. So that will make traveling a little bit quicker. Once we get to the mine, we'll do a little quick search through there, grab some coal, and then we are out of here. We're going to take the exit. We still have to make our way through the crumbling highway. Is that what it's called? Broken highway? Before we get to the coastal highway. Okay, here's the mine. I think I'll leave the food outside so it stays nice and cold. Not that it really matters. Alright, let's go inside. Oh, I forgot to drop the food. That's okay. I'll drop the guts, let those keep curing while we search. And already I did see some coal. Yeah, there it is. Okay, let's look around. Try to be quick about this. You know, is there anything else I need to drop? I'll drop a few more items just for speed. Drop that. We don't need the pry bar. I don't plan to exit the mine here. Well, those are still fresh. Yeah, let's drop those. Okay. Just increase our speed a little bit by dropping that. Let's see, we'll do the dead end first. There we go, got some coal. Ooh, and there's salt here. You know what, I forgot that was here. Doesn't take long to grab these. I'll just drop them in the pathway. So these can actually respawn. This is a really big deposit. You must have some salt water leaking through here for it to accumulate like this. Okay, that is a lot of salt. We're going to leave that here. At some point we'll be back here, maybe with the sled, and we can afford to carry that with us. Okay, and this is where it's going to pay off, all the torches that we gathered, because I'm going to need them here. Got some more coal. I know in theory I should probably grab these on the way out rather than the way in, because it does slow me down, but I'm actually kind of afraid I'll miss them, so I'll probably see that one. I'll leave it. I know I've already searched this, but I can't help myself. Okay, we'll grab those on the way out. Maybe I'll just pick up the ones that look like they're going to be hard to spot. Should be good there. Okay, we made it to the end. Nothing else to gather. Let's turn around and go back. Grab all the coal as we go. And that's going to respawn. Love having all this coal. You guys could see, you know, when we were doing the tip-up fishing, we had to keep a fire going the whole time. So this coal essentially is calories, right? It allows us to use tip-ups, allows us to fish. So one of my favorite sights in this entire game is when you come to a fishing hut and there's just a big stack of coal all waiting for you, ready to keep you toasty warm. And even better if you happen to have a sleeping bag, because you know you could spend the night if you need to. Keep that coal burning all night long. It's just kind of a cozy, fun fishing adventure when you got a nice pile of coal. Okay, we're going to leave the salt there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take it closer to the entrance, where it's going to be more visible.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Don't necessarily need to take it with me, but we'll leave it here by the entrance. Okay, there we go. And then we've got our guts, 93% cured. Let's eat some fish. And we'll carry on. Ooh, we need a new torch first. Down to 4 torches. So, can we make it out of here with 4 torches? So we still have a whole nother mine to traverse. And then on the other side, we'll probably have to make a fire. Maybe in the little cave in Crumbling Highway. I am really looking forward to getting a bedroll. If a storm blows in while we're in that cave, there's really nowhere to go. We can't go to the basement, but we can't sleep there. You guys can see my energy is halfway full or half empty.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
I guess it doesn't really matter if you're an optimist or a pessimist. Either way, it's half, right? Half full, half empty. It doesn't really matter. So I'm just remembering the last time we came through here and I said farewell to Desolation Point. I really didn't think I'd be back so soon, but we found the heavy hammer at the Quonset garage. And we got the scrap metal. Really kind of made things happen for us. I will grab these sticks because we do need to make a fire. And ooh, did I get turned around? Oh, I did. I need to go back up here, guys. Happens to me when I get talking. This little exit is really kind of tricky to find, especially if you're not paying attention or if there's a blizzard or something. Just this tiny little gap. I guess it's nice we got the hay, the trailer there with the hay. So it's kind of a nice visual to know where to turn off. Okay, now we're down to 3 torches once I drop this. And I can't make a fire inside the mine, so I may actually need to make a fire before we go in the mine. Just to get some new torches. This reminds me, the spawn point here, this is where we started everything. I was just thinking, one of the other games I enjoy is Minecraft. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but when you start in Minecraft, one of my favorite things to do is to build a tower, kind of a little beacon, right where I start in the world. And I know where to go, how to get back there. It's kind of a habit I got into. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do that. Another thing I'll do is I'll put torches on it.
The guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
I'll build a tower and put a light source on the top so that I can always see where I came from, you know. Anyway, let's get a fire started here. Get some new torches. So we have to make our way all the way through the mine, and gotta have plenty of torches to defend ourselves against the wolves on the other side. So I'll put this on, maybe get a little water cooking, grab some torches, harvest some torches. You know, maybe I'll even skip that. I know it's not everybody's favorite thing to watch, so maybe I'll skip this torch harvesting session. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright guys, I think we're ready to go. Got some torches harvested up, got some tea nice and hot. Ooh, water's almost done as well. That should work out just perfectly. Let's get a torch lit here. And then we'll make our way through the cave. The mine system, I mean. Let's see, sort by condition here. Like that. So, one worry I have is it is getting late. Kind of have to get a move on here. So let's pass some time on this water. That up, grab these, and we are ready to go. I'm going to leave these cans behind. So as I was working on the torches, I did come in here and drop off our guts to cure, and I realized that I must have left the maple sapling somewhere, probably back in the other mine, but that's okay. Because of how late it is, I just want to go. I even considered going back and getting the maple and grabbing some of the salt, but just because of how late it is, just need to go. Gotta get out of here. Because we don't have a bedroll, it is critical we make it to safety, and if an aurora rolls in, man, we are really going to be in trouble, or you know, even just a blizzard. So I'm kind of pushing my luck here. So hopefully it's not a bad decision, because between the lighthouse, the next stop really is either Misanthrope Island or the Quonset garage, and that is a pretty big trek. So hopefully nothing goes wrong. I shouldn't say that out loud because I probably am cursing the luck there. But anyway, we're gonna do our best. Make it happen. Let's get a new torch. Grab the coal as we go if we see any. I did see one little piece back there I picked up. Do like to check in with our corpses here once in a while. That is Fred. He wiggles his fingers on occasion. I don't know if that's an involuntary reflex or if he's just saying hello, but kind of creepy. Kind of creepy. Got a workbench here. Be a good place to make a bow if we actually had the right equipment. Can't believe I only brought one gut. If I brought 2 cured guts, we could actually craft a bow. Anyway, it is what it is. And we haven't seen a big animal. Gosh, man, my brain is going. One of those big animals with the antlers. We haven't seen one of those, the moose. So it really doesn't matter that we don't have the bow. Also, I probably advanced our cabin fever risk by spending all that time at the forge. So crafting a bow would probably advance our cabin fever even that much farther. Every time I walk through here, I do like to use the soot from my torch to leave a little note on the wall for myself on the ceiling. Just as the ancient man has done for so much time, leaving their mark with soot. It's one of the things I studied in college. I did study humanities and not humanities. I don't know, what do they call that? Ancient man. Okay, we do have another cured gut. Nice. What coal are we going to leave behind? Do we want to just take it with us? We're already pretty heavy. Maybe I'll take some to the cave we're going to here.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Oh, we're moving so slowly, but I don't have that far to go. Okay, we just have to drop down, essentially. Beautiful sunset. Yeah, we just pretty much have to drop down, and we'll get to that cave. I can drop a bunch of coal there. Yeah, one of the things I studied in college, I found it fascinating studying ancient cultures and kind of their belief systems that we know of. You know, like different cultures would have, say for example, like totem poles, you know, with the symbolism of that. It's been a long time, so I don't remember a lot of it, but some of the things really stood out to me. What people of different cultures consider sacred and how they kind of organize their societies around their belief systems. Interesting stuff. At least I found it interesting. It's kind of like, you know, Indiana Jones. If you could imagine you had him as an instructor, you'd probably find it more interesting as he talks about cultures and even their artifacts and symbolism, stuff like that. Okay, here's a pile of coal already. Nice. We're going to add to it. Drop 7 pieces. I don't want to travel too slowly.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Dropping some of the loot is going to help us out. And you know, it's kind of interesting. The more a society places value on an item, the more, you know, like for example, a religious artifact, it just adds financial value. You know, it becomes more significant to like museums and things. Anyway, I'll get off that topic because it's been a long time and I'm out of touch with talking about that. So what I do know is we are kind of at the mercy of the map right now. Kind of at the mercy of nature. And this wolf here. Oh, come on. I was hoping he wouldn't charge. The abandoned Harris home. Pretty sure we didn't leave anything here. I will drop some coal. And maybe some reclaimed wood. No, I don't have any reclaimed wood. Okay, we'll drop 8 pieces of coal. And maybe a little water even. Have some water. Yeah. I'll drop a liter.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Once again, we are smelly. I'm going to eat the smallest piece. The fewer pieces of smelly things I have, the less attractive I become. Nice. So we just got rid of 1 piece of fish. Now we do have the guts, so we are still pretty attractive. Kind of an odd statement to say. We do still have the guts, so we are pretty attractive. I think isn't that what I just said? Has that ever been said in the history of humans? Carrying guts makes you more attractive, apparently. Okay, sun is setting. I really don't like this situation. I may, because we're carrying some calories, I don't feel so bad running. So I may do a little bit of sprinting here. I really do not want an aurora. That would be bad. Can't decide which is worse, an aurora or the wind. He's not going to follow us. He's bluffing. I think the wind is worse.
Feels like night is coming.
Although, I think... So if there is an aurora, we can't really defend ourselves. I don't think the bear or the wolves are afraid of fire if there's an aurora.
It's getting kind of heavy.
Could be wrong there. I don't want to find out. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, we're making some good progress. Now, I did have a few comments from you guys that just around the corner from this car, there are some saplings. Ooh, stars are starting to come out. I will quickly check to see if we have some saplings here. We got some deer out on the ice. That's kind of nice. We could possibly scare those up ahead of us. Hey, nice. Yes, we got a couple maples. So I don't feel so bad about leaving the other one behind. So thanks for that comment, guys. Okay, let's set a path. I think if we could just go straight ahead, we're going to hit Misanthrope Island. Assuming that the bear isn't there. We could sleep there. I wouldn't mind scaring these deer into a wolf pack. It's not that that's really what I want to mess with, but... So, we are smelly, right? So, we're attracting wolves. I may as well have the deer to help me out. Oh no, we got some snowflakes. They always scare the wrong direction. Okay. I wonder if I should drink a coffee. Let's do that. Let's drink a coffee just to kind of bolster our energy depletion. Visibility's dropping. I can't afford to get stuck out here.
Starting to feel numb.
This is dangerous. But it is part of the trade-off. You know, like I said, in order to get ahead, you do have to take some risks. It is possible to get ahead more slowly. So that is an option, but I'm not really a fan of that option. I prefer to go fast. Keep the progress rolling. If I hadn't taken so many risks early game, we would not have all these nice cured guts waiting for us at different locations. And that really speeds up the progress. When you can get a bow crafted, when you can get the sled crafted, it really does help your situation. So, calculated risks. I think that's the right...
If I don't warm up soon.
The right approach is calculated risks. And then knowing when to back out too, you know? So if I make a mistake, hopefully I have left myself enough wiggle room that I can kind of back out, backtrack. It's doing stuff like this, though, that is really difficult because sometimes you're left with some really hard decisions. You know what? I don't know if I can even make it up here. Sometimes you're left with some gambling that the odds are not always the best. Might get a sprain here, guys, but I do want to get up this hill. There we go. Right, so I prefer to take smaller risks than this one. Traveling between the Lighthouse and Misanthrope Island is pretty risky at night. You know, we knew the sun was setting. I don't have a bedroll. This was a big gamble. Don't know if an aurora would hit. We don't know if a storm would hit. And in order to get out of that, it would be pretty difficult. What I probably would have ended up doing would be to seek shelter somewhere like the cave or the basement, and then just take damage from being tired. And then when things finally cleared up, I probably would just... I'd leave a whole bunch of gear behind for the weight and then speed of travel. I'd probably just dump a bunch of gear and then try to seek out a place to sleep. That's probably what I would have done. Okay, I'm going to drop some coal here. Let's leave 5 pieces here. We're going to drop our meat. Let's see. That is the smaller piece. Let's eat this one. We'll drop it. So, as you can see, taking the fish was the right choice because we kept our calories up the whole time. I only had 1 cattail stalk as far as food goes. Now, I did figure out that the burdock was here in my medical. So we can't technically eat that. We could eat some tea, but really, bringing the fish was pretty important, I think. Okay, we made it to safety. First thing, before I forget, I do want to drop our loot items, get those curing. Got some fresh guts, rabbit hides. Oop, hate it when it does that. So that one is cured, actually. Let's get a new torch. Okay, sorting alphabetically now. We'll drop this gut. I've got some fresh hides. There we go. I think that is everything, right? It's everything I need to drop. Now, I will leave some water behind, I think. Got a little bit of water I can spare. And we've got the coal outside. Okay. I will have a quick look. See if there's anything here. What did I leave in the fridge? Some cloth. Okay. How much cloth do I have? Got 3 pieces. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to take... I think I will take that back. I'll take the cloth and the shoes back with us, maybe, to the Quonset garage. We'll do that in the morning, of course. Let's go up to bed. Feels good to be going to sleep with a full belly. Nice full stomach. Can feel it pumping, you know, when you're digesting and sometimes your heart rate goes up and you can kind of feel it thumping through your whole body as you're breaking down those nutrients. I'm feeling that right now. All right, guys, 10 hours of sleep. We're going to heal up nicely. I'll see you in the morning. All right, good morning. Fully rested. Not quite fully healed, though. All that from my mistake of passing time at the fire really gave me some damage. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a book to read to pass time. The sun is up. We can go check the check what the weather looks like. Another thing I could do is just harvest. You know what? Let's get some more cloth. Let's take this back to Quonset garage. We'll just do it by hand. No sense putting wear and tear on our knife. 100% knife. Still in pristine condition. Take some of this cloth back with us. It's always so useful. You know what? I could do some repairs as well. I do think we have some clothing that could be fixed up. What is our clothing situation? So we've got, oh yes, our thermals. Let's fix those up. And our hat is getting pretty close. Would like to fix that up at some point. Don't really want to fix up my hoodie. I'd much prefer to find something better than the hoodie. Anyway, these pants, I probably should fix those up. And then hopefully the weather will be nice. Temperature will be a little bit better. Or sweater. Let's get that fixed up. A nice wool sweater. It's keeping us warm. Light shell. You know what? Let's just go. Let's just fix all this stuff up. 100%. Let's fix those. Okay. Next thing to fix, I think, is our hat. Really, I may want to fix the hoodie. I prefer not to. But anyway, guys, good morning. Guess it's closer to afternoon now. How much cloth did we end up with now? I've got 4 pieces of cloth. I might want to take a little bit more cloth. Back to the Quonset. Let's make sure we have all that we need. Especially if you fail, you know? There's nothing worse than failing, and then you realize you don't have any more cloth to try again. I hate that. Okay, that's probably good enough for the cloth. Let's grab those. Get a drink. Getting a little bit low on water. Okay. You know what? I did a whole bunch of work there. I'm going to save my progress. I always want to try to save, you know, after I did all those repairs, especially because I didn't fail. That was actually really nice. I didn't fail the repairs. So if I had left and then, you know, had to end the episode, I would lose all that progress. Or if the computer crashed, which does happen. Ooh, I'm not liking this weather. It's quite cold. Okay, this is not good. So I'm traveling with smelly guts and we got wind. So we may have to wait out this situation here. Let me drop the guts. Oh, are they cured? Ooh, they're nice and cured, actually. I didn't realize that. So we are not smelly. The only thing we had was that little fish, I guess. And I don't know if that's worth attracting wolves. Yeah, I think we're going to go, maybe. Maybe I'll go for it. We do have a flare if we absolutely have to seek shelter or safety, you know. We do have some flares. I wonder where the bear is this morning. Okay, there's something out on the ice there. Oh, that's my fire. Okay. Trying to think if I want to go for the fish. There was some fish over here. I think we might need to, guys. Let's head to that far fishing hut. If a blizzard rolls in, we could do some fishing too. We've got our tip-ups in our inventory. But calories is the name of the game right now. Especially because we don't have the bow yet. We're going to need calories to craft the bow. So we got to let's grab the fish that we left behind. I might do a little bit of fishing just to wait until it warms up.
Did I say I hate being cold? Because I really do.
We'll wait until the wind goes away. I think. Ooh, the wind has gone away. Alright, that helps a lot. In that case, we're just going to we'll grab the fish and the... So I think we have 2 piles. We've got like fish and cooked fish. We're going to grab both piles. Get our torch. Hold on. Get a torch out. Oh yeah, we got a pile... Hold on. I left a mess. We got a pile of coal.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
We're going to carry the coal back to the fishing hut. Leave this here. We'll leave 15. 15 pieces. Take the rest back with us. Just make sure I didn't leave anything else behind. Okay. So, I believe...
I'm freezing.
I believe we left 2 piles of fish, didn't we? Why don't I see any fish? I wonder if the wildlife ate them. Because remember I saw the bear when we came through here? I saw the bear and then I'm like, oh crap, I had to drop our pile of fish. I'm afraid it got eaten, guys, or maybe I have a bad memory. In that case, we got to do some fishing. I really thought I left some cooked fish and some raw fish here. But anyway, we're freezing cold, taking damage. There's something there. What is that? Is that fish? Or a torch? There's a pile right there, guys. So there is one pile. They're just so hard to see.
And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Yeah, those are hard to see. Okay. Well, let me figure this out. So we're going to drop the fish. Those coal are right in the way of where we normally have our ice fishing holes. So I'm going to move these. Let's move them inside. Let's start a fire. Okay. Start warming up. Stop taking damage. You know what? I'm going to grab the... Oh, there aren't any charcoal. Okay, we must have already grabbed the charcoal. Start a fire. Got our torch. Okay. Let's throw some coal on the fire. Let's get warmed up here in a minute.
One little fire.
I wonder what level our fire starting is now. Did we ever get to level 3? I think once we hit level 3, we don't need tinder plugs.
Oh, lucky day.
Okay, that coal should warm us up pretty quick here. And put our torch out. Yes, temperature is rising. Okay. Let's get a tip up going. So, let's see. It's here, then here. So we can have... I usually do like 5, I think. Plus, I think we only have 5 tip ups anyway. So we'll do one in the middle. Right there. We'll use our low quality pry bar. Now, I don't want the pry bar to break, because we can actually harvest it, I think, for scrap metal. Let's check on our water here. I kind of want to check to see the other pile of fish. It's got to be out there. I probably didn't walk towards that rock. I probably walked towards the island. Should be like that direction. You know what? Let's draw... Well, I'm thinking about it. We're going to draw an arrow here. Straight towards the Quonset garage. And I'm going to do another arrow as well. Let's do one up this way. As I'm walking, I'm going to be looking for a pile of fish, because I am pretty sure we dropped some. But either way, I do want to put another arrow down. Let's put it like right here. Nice. Now we can also use rocks to do this. Get like leave a little bread trail crumb of rocks. Okay, I don't see the other pile. Rocks are probably best because they're a little bit more visible than the arrows. The other thing you can do is, especially later on when you don't need tinder plugs anymore, like when you harvest a bunch of cattails, you'll have a bunch of tinder plugs. You can actually leave those as breadcrumbs, trail markers, pathway indicators. You know, on the ice like this, you will get lost so easily. It really does make a difference. Okay, 12 minutes till the water is done. I could probably get half of an ice hole. Or less, probably. Let's see. Want to bring it nice and close. Right there, maybe? Okay, I'm going to stop there. Don't want the water to boil off.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Got an hour and 15. Let's do another ice hole. Right here, close by. I'll have to check the condition of our pry bar. It's probably getting pretty bad. Hey, we got a catch. Ooh, I never put the tip up in there. All right, let's get the fish first. Okay. 22 minutes. Let's add some fuel. Boy, we are nice and warm now. That feels good. Okay, water is done. Let's get a drink. I'm gonna cook the fish. 15 minutes, wow. Let's check the condition of our pry bar. Unfortunately, my items don't cure in here. Okay, pry bar, where are you? 17%. Oh no. Okay. I don't think I'm going to use the pry bar anymore. We're going to use our hatchet, I think, because we can repair the hatchet. And really, man, I probably should just go. I do want to get back to the Quonset. We do have a little bit of meat. If I get too much meat, I can't even travel. Yeah. Let's wait and see what happens. I'm going to pass time on this.
I'm not sure
Let's move that here. I think it's time to go. I'm going to grab these. Use our hatchet. Grab that. Okay. And this one. I was kind of hoping one of the tip-ups would go off while we're doing this, but never happened. Okay. Sorry, clicked on the wrong thing there. Let's grab a couple torches. Weather is good. Ooh, look, the bear's out. If I had a bow, we could actually put it to use here. This is exactly what happened last time, isn't it? I want to travel with smelly stuff, but the bear is there. I should be positive, though, because at least we see him. At least we know where he is, right? I'm going to pick up all the meat. We'll eat the smallest piece. Sort by weight. So this one's the smallest. We'll just work our way backward.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Okay, I think we are ready to go. Is the bear coming? What was that sound? Heard kind of a strange noise there. Okay, so bear is exactly where he was last time. I need this food, but I don't know if it's worth attracting the bear. Is he coming? I'm going to drop these inside. We'll leave them behind. I don't want to travel smelly. I do want to get back to safety. The sun is going to be setting soon. One thing that I was thinking about. So last time we had this bear encounter, I could have used the rocks to kind of distract the bear. So I think I might actually do that now, if we have to. He may just end up going back towards the road. Anyway, it's not windy, so if I have to make a fire, we should be okay. The only thing is I do need to drop the torch from within my inventory. It is quieter. So we'll do that. Let's get a good torch. If I throw the torch down and then light it that way, it does attract him. It's essentially like throwing a rock. So the decoy, we're essentially throwing a decoy right at our feet, right? A, hey, look over here kind of thing. So if you drop it quietly from your inventory, it's like you're setting it down. Looks like there's a deer up ahead. This could be good, guys. We could potentially be able to scare this deer toward the Quonset garage. The bear is leaving us alone. I don't think he's seen us. Let's see if we can scare this deer. Oh man, they always go the wrong way. I'm going to give this one more shot if he'll stop running. Nope, he's still going. Okay. Goodbye, deer. He's taken off. Yeah. I'm not chasing that one. We just need to get back to the Quonset. Would have been nice if he'd run straight through those rocks. There's probably a wolf waiting for us right at the door. By the way, did we ever check this? Maybe we never found the note, but there's like a secret hiding place on this boat. But you have to find the note. It tells you it's there. I don't think we've found the note yet. Don't know how many rocks I have, so I'm going to grab those. Okay, wind is picking up. I'm going to jog a little bit. This is not good. Ooh, there's a deer. Dang it. Herd of deer right by the Quonset, but no wolves in sight. Looks like our torch is going to go out here. Oh, we got some meat. Yeah, I'm going to grab those.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Hey, guys, we made it back safely to the Quonset garage. Now we can actually do some crafting. We can make the bow. Got some cured stuff here. Let's pick up all the cured items. Then I'm going to drop the uncured. You know what? My torch is going to go out, isn't it? I got a second or two, though. Let's see. What is uncured? We got fresh rabbit pelt. Another fresh one. I think everything else is cured. Wait, I got some saplings, right? Don't know if I need this torch lit right now, but just in case, we'll keep it lit. Save a match, right? Kind of spread things out, make it easier to see. All right, look at this nice, beautiful pile of coal. I'm going to instantly add to it. That will take 5 pieces. Man, this is looking so good. I feel like we're making progress. I need to do some rearranging. I'd like to move the fire barrel over here next to the crafting workbench. Tidy up a little bit, maybe hang up some pictures. Got some work to do around here. And then we've got some crafting,
Not
right?
sure I can carry much more.
Need to craft up the bow for sure. We may have enough maples to craft 2 bow. I wonder how many maples we have. Let's see. So we've got 2 curing already. Let's just transfer all this stuff. Cured deer hide. Got the guts. Let's just transfer everything. Cured rabbit pelt. You know, we could make some gloves or a hat even. So we've got 3 maples. How many is that? 12 birch saplings. And 3 maple. Okay, unfortunately that's not enough to make the sled. We can make 2 bows. But we need 4 cured maple saplings to make the bed. Okay, I am going to take this guy. Finally got some reading material. That's good. By the way, do I have any salt? We do have some salt. That's nice. You know, I am going to take just a couple pieces. Just so I know visually that we have salt. This is kind of my indicator that we've got salt in the drawer. Right? Like whiskey in the jar. Right? Salt in the drawer. Okay, guys. Well, let me figure out what is next. Do I need a fire in order to craft? I think I'm going to let my torch go out. Sun is going down. We could begin crafting the bow. Let's do it. Let's let our torch go out here. Oh, you know what? I got to grab the materials, don't I? Wouldn't that be smart? All those materials I just put in here. You know, we could craft some deer leggings or something. Or deer boots. That would be nice.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
I think first priority is the bow. Let's just grab a bunch of this. First priority is going to be the bow, and then possibly some clothing items, maybe? Ooh, we do want our good pry bar. Let's swap those out before I forget. So we do need a good quality pry bar. We're going to put the bad one in here. May as well transfer some of these clothing items we don't want. Is that everything? Okay, that's it for clothing. That's looking pretty good. Tip-ups. Where do we want to keep the tip-ups? I guess we'll put them in here for now. At some point, I do need to do some organizing. But for now, it's looking pretty good. We've even got some lantern fuel from fishing. We can actually trade with the trader. I've left a mess, haven't I? Not too bad, though. Just a little bit of a mess. Okay, we are going to move this right now. Let's move the cabinet. For now, it's going to be right there. I thought I saw some loot, but I think it was a shadow. We're going to leave the tire over here. Fire barrel. It's going to be in the corner. If I put it right in the corner, it's even kind of a nice little splash guard, like the sizzling, splashing oil and fat from the from the fish and rabbit and stuff. It actually just splashes on the wall here. And I can actually clean it up a little bit easier. Okay, let's put these here. I'm going to move the coal pile. I didn't actually mean to do some housekeeping right now. But I do want to move the coal pile over by the burn barrel.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Man, I didn't realize how much coal we had here. I can hardly walk. Let's just drop it here. How much coal do we have, guys? Make your guess. I think we have 50 pieces. 47, dang. I'll take 5 pieces. Okay. Don't need to get a fire started. I do need to begin crafting, though. We're going to start with the bow. Survival bow. Oh, did I forget the maples? Sort alphabetically. Okay, we should be good now. I think we've got everything except daylight. Okay, survival bow. It's going to take 6.5 hours with the knife, 9 with the hatchet. So 6.5 it is. Let's go for an hour. We're going to have to do this in increments because the sun is going down. If we're lucky, we'll get 2 hours. Maybe I can do an hour and a half. I'm going to try for 2 hours, though. Affliction, cabin fever. And we ran out of daylight. Okay. So we do have cabin fever. I don't have a bedroll, guys. That means we have to sleep indoors. But this is not good. It means we have to spend some time outside. Maybe fishing again tomorrow? So we don't fully have cabin fever yet. We just have the risk. Cabin fever risk, we're at 25%. You've been indoors so long, you are starting to feel very uneasy. Spend some time outdoors before it gets worse. Once we get full cabin fever, we cannot sleep, really. Wait, no, can we sleep? Can we sleep indoors? I know we can't pass time. Anyway, let's get a drink. I do want to see what meat we have outside. I know I'm carrying some meat, right? Carrying some meat.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Okay, we've got some cooked meat here. That's good. We could potentially read in the truck. Could do a little bit of reading, maybe, if we're not cold. So we are cold. I will try reading an hour. Let's watch our temperature. And we're going to do one more. Oh, no, we're getting too cold. Okay. Getting too cold. But let's see what that did to our cabin fever risk. Look at that. It's gone down to 13% from 25%. Now, if we had a bedroll, man, that would be nice.
I can't feel my hands.
Okay, we are not super tired, but I think we can sleep. Let's climb into bed. Let's get some rest. Then in the morning we can do some more crafting. Okay, we're going for 10 hours. We'll probably only get maybe 9. So we're not super tired. But guys, I'll see you in the morning. Alright, good morning everybody. Sun is up, so we can actually do some crafting. But I actually have some very urgent things I need to do. First thing, absolutely, we've got to check the dream catcher. That is urgent. Alright, dream catcher. Okay, now this is interesting. We actually went to, in my dream last night, we were back in civilization, but for some reason there weren't people. There were just bears and wolves, as usual, and the moose. But we were actually at one of those monster truck shows, you know, where they got the massive trucks with huge wheels and mud in the center of an arena. And the bears and the wolves and the moose all had their individual cars. Gravedigger was there. Bigfoot was there. And actually Bigfoot was in the truck. It was kind of cool. But they were going off jumps, doing tricks, smashing cars and trucks. Which probably explains all the cars and trucks we see on the road. It's from the Monster Truck Show. All right, crazy dream. Anyway, we've got to finish crafting. Let's go back to our survival bow. We're going to do 2 hours at a time. We've got 4.62 hours remaining. Cabin fever is progressing as we do this. Let's do another 2 hours. You know, I need to make sure I have water. Do I have enough water? Let's get a drink. We're down to 1.86 liters. So at some point we do need to get some more water cooked up. Let's go for 2 more hours. I would prefer to make a fire outside. I know technically I could make a fire here. Maybe I should make a fire and get some water. It's probably not a bad idea because we have no water. It actually is a good shout out. Whoever made that comment, thank you guys. We should be cooking water. Wish we had the pot because guys, I can only I can only craft in half-hour segments because otherwise the water will boil off of our little tin cans. But anyway, let's get a fire started. Use a match. Let's go. Got plenty of fuel. Be nice if we had the crafting bench outside. We could actually
Come on, little fire.
have the fire going outside, do some crafting, reduce the cabin fever risk.
Perfect.
Okay, let's add some coal. Let's get our water cooking. Okay, half-hour increments, right? Survival bow. 37 minutes left. Okay, that'll work. We've got a bow. Water's done. All right, let's take a look at our first bow. Where are you? There it is, right, guys. Survival bow, simple, improvised bow, suitable for hunting small game. We do push the limits of this bow. Sometimes we do actually go after large game. And a lot of the animals will bleed out. So even if we get one shot on a bear, it will bleed out. We can chase it. Not the moose, though. The moose will not bleed out, unfortunately. Okay, next step. I think we need to start sorry, if I could talk. We need to craft some arrow shafts. 39 minutes, sorry. Let's do, yeah, 39 is going to be the quickest. Keep an eye on our water so it doesn't boil off. Okay, so sun is still up. Let's check on our cabin fever risk. Slowly climbing back up, 17%. Let's add some more fuel. Okay, I will take a couple torches. What's our torch situation like? I know I used a bunch just getting back to safety here from the fishing hut. Come on, give me a good torch. I hate making the good folks wait while I pull torches. Do have some torches here. Okay, I'm done with the torches. Let's see. Let's craft a little bit more. Do some more arrow shafts. Do the shaft. There we go. 39 minutes. Just keep it coming. Let's add some fuel. Okay, we got 2 hours. Theoretically, we could go all night. As long as we have the fuel, it will produce a light source. Okay, let's get some arrows. 45 minutes. And we're going to craft one simple arrow. Okay, let's try it again. Simple arrow. Wait. Need more arrow shafts? Okay, I guess we need more arrow shafts. Let's do that. We are thirsty. Yeah, I think it was the right decision to boil water while we do this. I know that the trader likes water as well. So it would be nice to have a little bit of excess. If we ever encounter the trader. I mean, theoretically, we don't even know he's there, right? We haven't met him yet. Arrow shaft. Now, why don't I have the option to craft arrows? Oh, I need feathers. That's why. We have feathers. Okay, let's use the tools. 45 minutes for one arrow. We want to make sure we are prepared for our good friend the bear. And the moose, really. What kind of fuel do I have here? Just these sticks? Okay, we're going to add more coal, I guess. We want to be prepared to meet our friend when he decides to pay us a visit. Simple arrow. 45 minutes. We do have a lot of traveling ahead of us, so I'm not super concerned about the cabin fever. We should be getting rid of it when we actually set out. But we do need to make sure we are prepared. Yeah, more arrow shafts coming up. Sorry, arrowheads. I mean, arrow proper.
Oh, I'm starving.
"43 minutes. Man, we are burning through the coal. Literally, we're burning through the coal. Have you guys heard about that place in America? Gosh, is it Central America? Here in the United States, I mean. There's like an old mining town, coal town, where they accidentally started a fire down in the coal mine. And it never went out. The coal is burning to this day. And the roads are all twisted and warped above ground. Because underneath, you've got these fires raging. These coal, you know, like the... what do they call that? The vein? The vein of coal under the town is on fire and burning. It's been burning for years. And as the coal burns, the tunnels collapse and things underneath, and so the roads are like all twisted and warped. You can actually see like smoke coming up through.
With this much gear.
You can see smoke coming up through the cracks. It's pretty crazy if you've never heard of that. It's kind of a cool situation. Not for the people who had to evacuate, of course. The town is a ghost town now. Okay, so what are we doing here? Let's see how many torches. Sorry, how many arrows I have. I have 4 arrow shafts. 5 arrows. I'm going to keep going with the arrows. I want to have enough to actually bring down a large animal if we have to. We're getting hungry.
I'm starving.
Yeah, we better go get some food. Let's go get some food. Why am I so heavy? Got a lot of... I guess I do have a lot of materials, don't I? All these crafting materials. I'm going to drop the deer hides. I know I don't need those immediately. And the rabbit pelts. We'll pick them up when we're done getting the weapons crafted. Okay, torch is probably going to blow out here. Let's get some food. Okay, we're gonna bring those meat patties, meat steaks inside. Get those cooking. Well, guys, we can't stay too much longer because we're running out of calories. Can't craft forever. It's unfortunate. Guys, if you made it this far into the video, I do want to say thank you so much for coming along. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please take a minute, press the like button, leave a comment. Hopefully you're already subscribed so you don't miss out on the adventure. But most importantly, I do hope to catch you in the next episode. Take care.